Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
I'm just going to share my experience to motivate you to try and seek to open other doors in life, okay? Because this is just a small part of life. Our life, this one, the earth, this is just a small part of it. Life, it's so vast, so the term vast doesn't apply because it's an infinity, okay? So first of all, I would like to prepare you, and how does the preparation is done is like a fighter, for example. Before going into the ring, he prepares himself physically. He goes to the gym, lifts weights, makes himself powerful, strong, whatever, to endure all the beating. But most important is to prepare yourself psychologically. That is the most important part, okay? To prepare yourself in that way psychologically is to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you will never succeed, okay? So believing, in other words, when you say believe, what does believe mean? Believe, it's like a thought form. You hear something, or you see, or you hear someone saying something, you process it and then you make it a belief. This is different. When I say believe in yourself, trust in yourself, know yourself. Trust not what's out there, but trust what's inside of you. That's the most important thing. Believe in yourself that you can do this. Don't say, I'm just a human being. I depend on the priest, I depend on the teacher, I depend on the lawyer, I depend on... You are the teacher, you are the best teacher, you are your worst enemy, if you so wish. But don't believe in that, because you are your own teacher. Okay? In here, there is the vastness of eternity, but you don't know that. So this is for people who have never tapped into consciousness, or who have never tapped into esoterics, and it's new to these things. I'm talking mostly to you, okay? Not to people who know these things. Of course, I would like to share this with everyone, but to people who are at the beginning stages of knowing themselves, to make themselves powerful, to feed the energies, to get in wet one with nature, okay? That is why I choose places like this, because if my philosophy is more stimulated, with the sounds of nature and all that. Like the ancient philosophers, they used to choose places in the open, like Jesus Christ, for example. They spoke outside, not within a structure, outside. And this is the place where there is no obstruction for the energies. They can come into us, they can leave us, we can invite them. So all this is very important, okay? Think about this. We are in a culture, in let's say a nation, okay? We are in a nation, to focus on Malta, because we're in Malta, that is religious. And when you're coming to believe yourself, we've got a lot of obstacles. Fear, it's a very, very important obstacle to give attention to. We've got religious attachments, and we've got beliefs, false beliefs. If you don't get rid of these things, you will not succeed, okay? So it is important to prepare yourself psychologically to know yourself, who you truly are. Not tradition, not culture, who you are inside. Okay, so try to know who you are. You are not your beliefs. You are not your job. You are not the academic system. You are not religion. You are you. I am. I am. I am experiencing the moment, and in this moment I am very powerful. So try to make that endure. Try to believe that by trusting in yourself, and make that real, because this is real, my friends. This is very real. That's the only reality that there is. Okay? The matrix does not exist. They make us believe it to entrap us, to ensnare us. But we are more intelligent than that. But above intelligence, then there is the true intelligence, wisdom, Sophia. Okay? So, by getting rid of our emotions, fear, entanglement, beliefs, how do you get rid of these things? In this session, we're going to do a short meditation. Just a short meditation. So in life, always start small. Don't start, if you're meditating for the first time, for example, don't do a meditation for an hour, because that's too long. Even for people who have meditated for a couple of years, or they are experiencing meditation, it's still a long period of time to concentrate on meditating. Okay, so start small. Do a 5-minute, 7-minute meditation and see what you experience from that. You will notice that when you try to still your mind, which is like an untamed beast, the mind, the brain, it's an untamed beast. Imagine you're in the wilderness and you see a wild horse and you say, I want to ride that horse. Just take a chance and try to mount it and see if it lets you. It doesn't let you, because he's the sovereign. You don't come on me. So he starts to kick with its hind legs and he'll throw you off in no time. That's how the brain is. It will kick you off if you try to still it. When I say to still your mind, it's to have no thoughts at all. No thoughts whatsoever. Nothing. Okay? So I chose this place, and it happens that there is a breeze, a nice breeze, so you can concentrate on your feelings, on what you're feeling. Okay? On what you're hearing with your eyes closed. You can use your third eye. Even if it's not activated, you work on it. You try to activate it even on this first time. Okay, so when you're meditating, speak to yourself. People think me a crazy because I spend a lot of time talking to myself. You see, myself too. Actually, we are three, not two. We are the body, because this is the vehicle that we're using to experience the physical realm. But it is driven by the soul. Without the soul, this vehicle does not work. And then, above the soul, there is the spirit. So soul is life, spirit is consciousness. The soul is what drives you. Consciousness, it's where you store your memories, your experiences. Okay? So we are 3 in 1. We are 3 in 1. It is very important to know these things, to know yourself, to know that we are not just a body, okay? And I want to correlate also about, death and about all these things, because they have, in a way, a relation with astral projection, because the astral is where we go after death. We spend a brief time there. Well, a brief time. I have no idea how much time we spend there. When I say we, the real us, okay? We go there to get purged, to wash, to cleanse, purge, purgatory, purgatorio. It comes from purge, to wash, to cleanse yourself. So this is important to understand all these big words, what they really mean. To purge, what does it mean to purge? It means to wash, but not to forget. You never forget. That is why we have a conscience, okay? Because we never forget. This is like, for example, you have a car, you've been into an accident, and the car becomes a wreck. You cannot use it anymore. So this is like an astral projection. If you think that when you astral project and you say, I may not come back to my physical body, no, forget it. You have a contract with your body. You will come back. You will come back. Okay? You only stay there for a while because your body can't be used. Or you had an accident, you damaged an organ, and the body cannot function anymore because of that. This is like a vehicle, like I said. You have an accident, the car becomes a wreck, and you cannot use it anymore. Okay? Or you have a transplant, or you have transfusion, or you have something. That way you can manage to survive. Like a car. The engine, it's gone, it's dead, you can change the engine, because that's what we are. We are an engine, the perfect engine, okay? The temple of infinity. And there are, the symbolism in the Bible, it's about the perfect temple, which is built without no tools. Because when God told Moses, told him, I want you to build me a temple, but do not use any tools, because you will besmirch the work. And Moses was confused. How may I build a temple with no tools? He wasn't talking about a physical temple built with material stones, no. He wasn't talking about it. He was talking about us. And not us humans because we're something special, no. It's not only us. Life, it's everywhere. Even on planets where we think there is nothing, there is life on there, in the astral, in the fifth dimension, the crystal dimension. So life, it's not just material, and that's it. If there is a planet which to the eye, to the physical eye, it's vacant, it's not really vacant, no. In truth, in reality, we have 7 different bodies. And to go into the astral, we use the astral body. At the moment, we're using the physical body to experience the physical realm. Okay? But to leave this physical body, we need to use the astral body. You cannot feel it, because you're not conscious about it. But once you astral project, you can feel everything. You will not use your eyes, the physical eyes, because you're no longer you, the physical you. You can hear, but you're not using your physical ears, because you're not using your physical body. In the astral realm, I will talk about it more in detail, what there is, what you will encounter there. At least from my perspective, and from what I've been told from my friends who had a number of astral projections. So when you're there, emotions, they are much higher than they are in the physical realm. For example, if we can use numbers to quantify, to understand how high emotions they are over there. Let's say, for example, if love here can be quantified 5 degrees, there it's quantified 15 degrees or 20 degrees, so it's much higher. Love is much more stronger. Fear is much more stronger. Hate is much more stronger. Okay? So all this, but why it's more stronger, it's more higher than here? Because the higher we get, the harder the temptations are, the harder the lessons are. It's not easier, it's harder. It's like in first grade. You learn 1 + 1, 2 + 2, but then the lessons get harder, okay? So that's how life is. I like to correlate life with scholastic years, for example. First you go in the first grades, and then you go to college, and then you go to whatever, and then you go to university. But that is just the start when you're using your brain, okay? So when I first got into astral projection, I was skeptic. I was very skeptic about these things. I knew about it and I wanted to do it, but I never took the initiation. But the day came when I used to do Gnosis sessions in St. Julian's about 12-13 years ago, every Tuesday. And, you know, different people came. There were people that anchored there because they liked what I did there, and they learned from me because I shared my experience, I shared what I learned. And I also learned from these people. And one of the lessons that I learned, one of the doors that it was open to me was the astral reality. I knew about it, but I never took the step to embrace it and experience it. And I was totally surprised when it came to me, because I was caught unawares, okay? There was my friend who is very experienced about it, and I'm gonna tell you about some things that he's seen, and it's unbelievable, okay? So I'm talking to him in the car, because we used to spend there, well, the sessions used to finish about 9:30, 10 in the evening, but we used to stay there till 11, half 11, even midnight. Because, you know, people want to ask, and then we will bunch up and we talk, and I'm okay, but I keep staying, I focus on the people's inquiries, and we keep sharing and all these things, and you don't see the time, it flies. And after this, I walked to my car with my friend. It was parked in Spinola, the car. And on our way there, this friend of mine started to tell me about his first experience of astral projection. And I told him, can you get a bit deeper, because this is confusing. You're telling me that you can get out with a portion of your soul and your consciousness and go somewhere else. Is that what you're telling me? He told me yes. He told me that if you want, I can tell you how to do it. So at that time, I was going through a very beautiful phase in my life. I was working in the movie industry, and between one movie and another, I had like a break of 2 months, 3 months. Tyler used to work with me, so he can verify this. And I had this long break in between one movie and another, in which I dedicated all this time to myself. But I was focusing more about archaeology. I was focusing about more the esoteric, physical side of esoteric. Spirituality, I was focusing on meditation. That was my first step in spirituality, but I never got out more than that using my real self. So when we got into the car, he told me, well, we're talking, and I saw him looking at me. He told me, did you feel that? I told him, what? He told me, I felt something like kind of a wind coming from this side. Ostia Madonna, I told him I felt the same thing. I felt the same thing, but it passed from him and it entered me. It was only brief. I don't know what you can call it. It's like a rush of energy, like in Maltese we say desha, kind of. I don't know how to describe it. You know, when you try to describe these kind of things, the brain collapses, because there are no words how to describe these things. It's extraordinary. So anyway, we continued, we evolved with my questions, because I was I was new to the practice of this, and I was very, very thirsty to find out what there is more to it, so I can do it at home. I can experience it myself. And he told me, I can do this, and that. It worked for me. I will tell you how to do it now, okay? So I will start with my second experience, but my second experience was motivated by one of his experiences, which it sounds a bit terrifying, okay? He told me over the phone, last night I traveled and I visited one of the gates of the hells. I told him, what do you mean? You went to hell? He told me yes. But I did not go in hell. He said, because I'm not dead. I saw it. And I told, but what did you see? How is it? Fires and all that stuff, religious stuff? He told me no. It's like a prison. He told me it's like a prison. Okay, and I understood it. It's a corrective facility, like prison on earth. That's why I use all, the authorities. So it's like above, so below. Whatever happens here on earth in the physical reality happens up there in the dimensions. So if we have schools here, there are schools over there. If there are lessons to be learned here, there are lessons over there. If there are prisons here, there are prisons over there. But the prisons over there, they are more disciplined. It's not like here. You go in smoking hash and you come out with a doctorate in cocaine. It doesn't work like that in these astral corrective facilities. I told him, but what did you see? He told me it's like a building on earth. I told him, what do you mean, a building on earth? So this is it's a different reality. But what? He told me everything the same, like here, trees, people, it's the same, he told me. Okay, so you went to hell? No, I told him I did not go into hell. I went before the door of one of the hells. Now let me explain this. Let's put it into perspective. Just to understand, for the brain to understand, for visualization, okay? Let's assume that the fourth dimension has a shape, okay? So the physical dimension, just for for the brain to absorb I don't know what's the shape of or if it has any shape, okay, but just to understand so that the brain could pick up the details. Let's say that the physical reality has a spherical shape, okay, it is encapsulated by the etheric reality, and encapsulating the etheric reality, then there is the astral reality. Okay, so there is the physical reality, which is huge. It's huge. There are 3 dimensions in one. That's why it's called the third dimension. It's not. There is no first dimension. There is no second dimension. The way that I see it, because if you go back in, you can manage to access your Akashic records and go back. You discover that you were once an algae, a microbe. Okay, you were an insect. You were part of a tree, or you were a tree. So you evolved to this now, but you don't know. We don't know. In our present being, we don't know, because we are using this brain, the present brain. The present brain belongs to the present body. It does not belong to the previous body which we had in the previous incarnation. So when the body dies, okay, we leave that brain here. The brain remains here. But there is a link to our consciousness, which were all the experiences, the memories, the beliefs, the thoughts, the fears, all the emotions, they are stored there in our consciousness. Okay, so nothing is lost. We can access all these things through consciousness, through meditation, for example. Okay? So let me pass on to, because I start going from one thing to another, and sometimes I lose myself, sorry, forgive me. Let me go on my second experience. No, this was my first experience, my first astral body. So I'm lying on my couch, okay, and I came out. The first thing that you don't have to do when you're astral projecting, don't think. Don't think. And that's why we're going to do the meditation to remove the thoughts, okay, because you'll ruin it. You'll ruin the experience. You will be sucked back. Don't doubt. Don't fear. Trust in yourself. Don't fear. But my first experience was very brief. It was about 10-15 seconds. That was all. I saw myself, I turned and I saw myself, and until then it was okay. I was surprised, but it wasn't like, wow, no. It was like normal, you know. It's like I did this many times before. I just saw myself on the couch and I kept going. I had no control whatsoever of myself. Okay? I just saw my physical body there and I kept going. But then I remembered that I did not go through the paralysis. Boom! And I came back. And when I came to myself, I couldn't stop crying. Not crying, you know, like, no, not like that. Tears kept coming out. I was so emotional all night long, and I wanted to phone everyone I knew to tell them what I just experienced. This was something, it was my opening. This was the door that opened me to the truth. Because before I was skeptic, obviously. I mean, I'm just a human being. My soul is trapped, completely trapped in this body that needs to wash, needs to eat, needs to drink, needs to learn, needs to go to work, and so we are very limited. But when I experienced this, I said, shit, I got out from myself. That was true, because I felt and I saw everything. I saw myself lying on the couch. This is fucking incredible. It's incredible. That was my first thing, and I found my friend. I don't know who knows Mindo. Anyone knows Mindo here? That was a friend of mine a long time ago, but that's a different story. And I found my friend, and I told him, he told me, wow, good for you. He told me, now try it again, go to the next step. Let me remind you that I was going through this very, very peaceful phase in my life. I was in between movies, and I dedicated a lot of time to myself. I wasn't into the crap that we have today. Wars, I don't know, immigrations going all the time, and political crap, you know. It attacks the brain without inviting it. Because I don't really want to know about all this. But if you go out, you're going to see crap. If you turn on Facebook, you're going to see crap. So you can't really avoid it. This is all around us. It's part of us. Okay? Sometimes all you have to do is very simple. You just step back and let it go. But it's hard. It's very hard. Because we're here to learn. Okay, we're here to learn from our own mistakes. Okay, so that was my first experience. My second experience, this was the most beautiful one. And the terms I'm going to use to explain that they are very limited. So I'm just going to use the terminology, the best terminology I could think about to explain this experience. So I was in a place. I don't know if it was heaven or paradise, I have no idea, but it was, the beauty of this place was like never seen in my life. Okay? The sky was like, I don't know, the color of sapphire. There were ruins, not the kind of ruins we have here. Although if you see Greek ruins, they are beautiful in a way. But these were, I don't know, different kind of ruins. There was like long grass. It was like going into a waving motion, slowly, very slowly, and I was hovering. Literally hovering. I wasn't walking, I was hovering. And I was feeling the wind. I was hearing and I was seeing this is not like a dream. This is reality. You're using your other self, okay, to experience. And I was seeing things. And from this grass that was waving, there was a chorus, like a female angelic chorus. And it was so beautiful. It made me fall in love with this chorus, honestly. I became so fragile. I don't know. I wanted to stay there forever. But then I doubted, and I came back, because I have no control whatsoever of these things. There are people who have control, and I will tell you about this when we do like a kind of workshop, okay, to show you what you need to do. When my friend told me about his experience that he went in before one of the gates of, hell or whatever, I tried it, I wanted to go there. Because I'm a very adventurous person. My mind runs all the time. I want to do that, I want to do that. I'm not scared, I just want to do things. I want to experience. And I went into a place in my Astral Projection. This was my fourth one. I went into a place, it was totally dark. Everything dark. It's like you're traveling at night. No light, nothing. All shadows. People, it's like when you're walking into utter darkness. And you see people like shadows. It was like that. And when I met my friend, who is a medium, not L-ewwel, I don't know who knows him, I told him, listen, I went to this place. I told him, have you any idea what it is? Because he had some experiences in the Astral as well. He told me yes. He told me that is called like a dark realm or something like that. But I told him, is it negative? Is it, like a hell or something? He told me, no, it's just a place. Okay, but that's all I know about it. So these are some experiences of mine, which I'm doing this, guys, just to get you into it, so you can try it yourself. You can try it when you feel most comfortable with doing it, when you feel most comfortable that you are ready to do it. Okay, when you are at peace with yourself, especially. Okay. Okay, so. I don't want to keep you here for a long time, just want to make it simple, this. So let me remind you that before you do this, you have to prepare yourself psychologically. This is very important, to remind yourself that you are everything, okay? That you are here, you are real. You have to trust in yourself, just trust yourself. And when you're asking for something, just keep in mind that you're not asking for material things. It's not me. Listen, I want a luxurious apartment, I want a villa, I want an expensive. It's not about these things. That's crap. This is unimportant in our lives, in our real lives. Okay? Because these things come and go. But the true life we're building, this is ourselves, guys. This is the true us. This is what we want. This is what we're looking for. Because each life we are building upon yesterday. The mistakes that we're doing now, and we can't fix them in this life, we're gonna be given another chance in another life to fix them. And if we don't fix them in the next life, we can fix them in the other life. It's up to us. It's up to us. It's like school. If you want to learn the lesson, you will go up into the grade. If you don't, you'll say repeater, the same thing. It depends on what you want. Okay? Or how motivated are you? How passionate are you to learn? If you're open to knowledge and wisdom, you will receive it. You just have to ask. You just have to trust in yourself. So trust in yourself that you can do this extraordinary thing. Trust in yourself. Important to trust. I'm repeating the same thing because this is very important. To trust in yourself. If you don't trust in yourself, it won't happen. It won't happen. Okay? It's like the boxer, the fighter. If he goes into the ring half-heartedly, because he's doubting his strength, he's doubting his skills, he will get knocked down, boom. But if you go in like a lion, really motivated, you will kill him, man. It doesn't mean if you're trained or not. If you're powerful, really powerful, you will overcome any obstacle. So that's how you have to face these things. You have to build up your energy and believe that you can do it. Most importantly, you have to believe that this thing exists. But if you doubt it, if religion kicks in, it's bullshit, it won't happen. It won't happen. So what we're going to do in the meditation, just take a normal position, sit, lie down, whatever is your fancy. If you feel comfortable sitting, just sit. If you feel comfortable standing, just stand. Whatever. This is just a tryout. Okay. So for those people who haven't meditated before, just get a taste of what it's like to try to still the activities in your brain, and you're going to see how difficult it is just for 5-7 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set my watch to 7 minutes. So after 7 minutes we can come out. In fact, the feeling is, when you're closing yourself or you're locking yourself into a dark room, it seems like, it's dark and it's empty. And when you're shutting your eyelids, it's like you're seeing nothing but darkness, no light. So you're alone into emptiness, and that gives you the feeling that now it's your time that you find with yourself, because you are alone with yourself. You grasp that opportunity to still your mind. It's difficult to control the thoughts. How were the thoughts? Were they active? How were they? They were active. They were, you could control them at a point, or maybe, okay, and then you hear the cricket and whoop, and you try to control that thought, and it comes and goes, and then you struggle a bit more. For the first time, that's how it is. Even myself, I'm not an expert. I still find it difficult to meditate, but sometimes I just feel like I want to really meditate, so I just get into the position. No need to do the lotus position. That's more effective for the energies to flow. But if you just want to lie down on the bed, you're just relaxing, you're just resting, and you're concentrating, not on your thoughts. You're concentrating on your energies. So that's all it is. But then, if you practice for a period of time, you will start to see changes, different changes, a bit at a time, until you start receiving things. Because meditation, that's what it's all about. I once had a successful meditation once in 20 years. Once. That's how difficult it is. But this was a very nice experience, and I never had another like it. So I was in my study, in between one movie and another. I had a lot of time for myself, and I just sat before my computer screen. It was not on, and I meditated for like 15 minutes. And when I was coming back, it was like I received so much knowledge in one go. So much knowledge in one go. It's like somebody got a book and poured it in on my head, like that. Pouring all the content of this book in my head. And I literally brushed aside all the books and the Bible. And I took notes, and I couldn't remember all the notes, because this was all in myself. And I have only one book, without crediting, referring to other researchers, to other people who, for example, I gathered the features from that author, from that scholar. No, this book is entirely from me, no one else. That was the phase when I received so much knowledge, and it's extraordinary that I thought, okay, so this is how it happens. And I tried to experience it, but it did not happen. In that one go, I received the knowledge for a whole lifetime. Every time I go into a session or something, I take no notes with me. I just speak. Why? Because I'm not seeking knowledge from this author or from a documentary or from a book. No, it's in here. I know it. You can ask me anything I don't know all the answers, but I can find ways, not lies, I can find ways to answer your question. If I don't know the answer, I will tell you straight away. Listen, I don't know it. But if I know the answer, I can tell you the answer. Because there are many ways. For example, if you ask me something and I think that I don't know it, there are ways to get about it. To find the truth to that answer. It doesn't mean that you don't know it, because even if you don't know it, you know it. You know it. You believe that you don't know it, but you already know it. People that believe that they don't know because they are shut, they are closed, they have their complete trust of the system, and the system, that's what it does to us. It makes us small. So if I am up the mountain, okay, and I'm seeing everything, and I come down and I'm telling the people what I've seen up there, and they tell me, no, you're mad, you're a nutcase, or you're that. Okay. And I go up again. And these people, I tell them, listen, why don't you come up with me? To come up with me, you have to learn. You have to know yourself. No, you're crazy. It's okay, stay down there. Stay down there, don't worry. Keep watching the news. Keep going to the church. What have you learned in 40 years going to the church? God is up there. Oh, it's up there. Where? Shit. Where? I don't see it. I don't see this. What is it? God? Is you call it God? Yeah, what is it? I don't know. A man with a beard. I don't know. He gave us 10 commandments. Okay. Is that your God? He sends you to hell as well? Is that the same? Yes. Is that what you learned from church? 40 years? 40 years, it's a long, even 10 years, it's a long time. What have I learned in 1 year, in one meditation? A knowledge of a lifetime. I don't need books anymore. I don't do research anymore. And I'm not lying. You can call me crazy. Call me whatever you like. This is my truth. This is my truth, guys. And I can do this. And I'm here today just to give you the motivation to seek this path, to know yourself, because everything is you. Okay? So let's go ahead with the workshop. I'm going to ask you to be my volunteer if you want. Can you volunteer? Yes, please. Tyler, bring your mat, please. Okay, Mela, don't cross your legs. Put your hands like that, like they are. You can either put them down or facing upwards. Okay? Nala, what you do early in the morning, okay? You set your alarm clock. This is what happened. This is the technique that worked for me, okay? And because it worked for me, it doesn't mean that it works for you. It may work, but I found it very effective. Okay, so I'm going to pass it to you right now. This was the same method that my friend passed to me. It worked for him, it worked for me, so it may work for you as well. Okay, so he told me, in the same words of my friends, he told me to do the alarm clock at 3 o'clock in the morning. I told him, why 3? Oops, my mind already said, 3? What's 3? Why 3? He told me, no, you can do it at 2 if you want. You can do it at 4 if you want. But the ideal time, it's 3 o'clock. 3 or 4. Because you already had some rest. But you still need to rest more. In fact, at 7 o'clock in the morning, when the alarm clock rings to get up and go to work, already you still want to rest, okay? But at 3 o'clock, you still need more rest. But you had rest already, but you still need more. So that is the ideal time, because you're half awake. You're not half, you're conscious, you're totally awake, but you need to rest, okay? Because when you hear the phone ringing, you're conscious, you heard it, so you know what's happening, and you're going to turn it off, so you know what's happening, you're conscious, you're not asleep, you're not sleeping, you turn it off, you put your phone next to you, so you don't do a lot of movement, you just reach the phone, turn it off and just return to the same position. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, ideal time. Okay? But what you need to do at this point, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. How? Inside, not verbally, inside, that's what I did. Keep repeating inside. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep. Keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it. And then, boom. After 10-15 minutes, I don't know how long it took, but it felt like that. The vibrations that I felt, it's so powerful, so powerful. I can't describe what I felt. I can't describe what the vibrations are so strong. It's out of this world, guys. It's out of this world. It's not like somebody is shaking you. It's much more than that. Remember, this is your true self now at work. It's not your physical self, because your physical does not do that. It's your true self that's doing this. So you're feeling an intense, heightened feeling of vibration. I mean, words fail to describe it. So that is when your true self is coming out. Okay? If you don't fall to sleep. But you will know that you're not asleep. Because you feel this intense, heightened feeling. And it stays with you for not a couple of minutes, no, let's say a minute of intense vibration. All the time, il-ħin kollu, vibration ta' Ġesu Kristu, man. And you just cope with it, because you're enjoying it. You're questioning, it's like you're trying to understand what this is. Your first time, okay? But at the time you can question. But when you go out, don't question if you can do that. And after that, my first time, I did not go through the paralysis because I doubted. I went towards the wall. I saw myself. I went towards the wall. And I doubted, boop, and I went back. But, the second time I went through the paralysis. And the paralysis, it's not nice. It's not nice at all. But I'm going to prepare you for that. The paralysis is, you're seeing everything, but you cannot move. You can't move at all. And that's when you're coming out completely from your body. That's the second phase. So the first phase is the vibration, the second phase is the paralysis. That is the most scariest part. Some people had this experiencing sleep paralysis without trying to do the out of body. It just comes naturally. My brother experienced it 3 times. And he told me that it was scary as hell. Okay, because you can see entities. At that time, it's like 2 parallel universes coming together and you can see. You can see, man. You can see entities. My brother saw. I remember him telling me he was in Spain. He was on holiday. His wife is sleeping next to him. Not sleeping, she was watching TV. And he fell asleep. And suddenly, he could not move. He could see everything from the side of his eye. He could see his wife. And on the bed, he saw another woman. Her hair jet black rolling on the bed. And he told me it was so scary. I couldn't move like this. Yes, you can go ahead. He sees her? He sees a woman, okay. Okay. So, okay, so when you're out, you are more prone to see entities. Because you are using your spiritual eye. Because it sounds bombastic to say your third eye, your pineal gland, okay? Let's say you're using your spiritual eyes. So when you're using your spiritual eyes, your spiritual vision, you are seeing entities that are of that same level, that same consciousness. That's why you're seeing them. A lot of people see physical entities because these entities that have died, okay, these were people and they got stuck. Sorry, Tyler, you're comfortable there for now? Bomba. These people that have died themselves get stuck in the etheric realm. And the etheric realm encapsulates, for visuals to understand, it encapsulates the physical realm. Okay, so they are very close to us. And that is the leap point from the physical reality to the astral. Because our journey, when we die, we go to the astral to get cleansed, and then we return back into another body, into a fetus. Okay? We can choose what life we want as well. If you want, I can elaborate a bit about that as well. So, people who have doubts, people who are religious, people who have fear of God, they get stuck in the etheric, and so they can be seen. Because that's a portal, you see? When I used to do gnosis sessions in St. Julian, somehow it manifested the portal behind where I used to talk every night, and I didn't see it because I can't see and I can't feel. My wife sees. and feels. In fact, at home, Romina can tell you, she came and you cleansed our house and everything, but they don't bother me. I told her if they're not negative, leave them there. I mean, I'm not bothered. But this girl, she kept, after meditation, she kept referring to a woman. She used to stand behind me, a ghost. Every time I used to talk, every Tuesday, she used to stand behind me, and everywhere I go, she comes with me. And I'm not aware about her, because I don't know. I can see her. And once, while I'm talking, I'm seeing this girl looking behind me all the time. One of the person in the audience. And afterwards, I couldn't, not ask. I asked her, what were you looking at? Because I thought that she was cross-eyed or something. Well, she told me no, because there was someone behind you. I told her, who was behind me? She told me there was a lady. She told me it's the second time that I saw her in the sessions. I told her, all right, is she ugly? No, she told me she's very beautiful, but she needs help. I don't know if you know Lorraine and Foppe. I'm talking about, I don't know, more than 10 years this. And I asked her to come, because they told me that there is a portal as well. She's coming, she's using this portal to come. And I really had no idea about these things, because I can't see. So I don't know, okay? There are more people, they are more sensitive, like my wife, for example, that she sees things. And sometimes, not ridicule her, but because I know that these things, but without wanting, the system brain kicks in, and I think that she's exaggerating things. And I told her, all right, you're saying again, it's normal this to see. Even me, that I'm into these things, sometimes I'm a disbeliever. But it's true that, if I don't see it, doesn't mean that it's not true, it's not real. I'm ignorant, I can't see. I'm not that open as I think that I am. Okay, so I'm still have to master this side of myself. But at the moment, I'm here. So yes, there is the etheric plane, and inside there is, just for visuals again to remind you, the physical plane, the etheric plane, and then the astral plane. So what we do is, when we're astral projecting, our souls and our consciousness, not all, a portion of them, because to project all of you, you need to die, okay? Remember that you have to come back, so you don't leave your body completely, you just stay there, just a portion of yourself necessary enough to go there and experience, okay? You just go through that leap point, the etheric, and you go into the astral. The thing is that you can't control yourself at this point. At least from my perspective, I couldn't control myself. I just let myself take me wherever it wanted. I did not say, okay, I want to go there, pop, and I went. No, I just did not ask. I enjoyed myself and I just went. And these experiences are extraordinary. Okay, so that's the first technique. The first technique is to lie down, do the alarm clock at 3, whatever you like, but that is that gap, that slot, 3, 4, it's the ideal time to project. Because you were asleep, you woke yourself, and you still want to sleep more. But you're completely conscious, okay, of what you're doing. So you switch off the alarm clock, you return to your sleeping position, but this time you don't want to sleep. Don't ask, just continue to repeat. I don't want to fall to sleep. And it comes back. Okay? It comes. If it doesn't happen, don't worry. Don't mistrust yourself. You say, no, this is bullshit, it doesn't work. Whoops. You're doing a big foul. The first time, come on, the first time, you're mistrusting yourself. There are people who've been trying this for months and it did not work for them. But don't lose heart, guys, don't lose heart. Keep trying, but don't overstress. Don't overstress that it becomes boring, because then, of course, I don't blame you. If you tried it a million times, it does not work, I don't blame you. When you feel like doing it, don't force yourself. That is very important. Don't force. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it, because it won't happen. if you really want to do it, like for example, if you are here now and by my word, somehow you're motivated, okay, and you say, tonight I want to try it. Tomorrow it's Sunday, so I don't have to wake up for work, so it's ideal. Great. Because after the experience, you won't go to sleep, eh? No way, you will not go to sleep. Because you will keep wanting to go back. The first time it's like that. If it happens, it's like that. Okay? So it's ideal. Tomorrow it's Sunday. And if you want to try it, tomorrow morning, early morning, it's ideal to do it. If you don't want to do it, it's okay. Don't do it. But if you really want, if you're motivated to do it, just go ahead. Okay? But before doing it, I mean, not when you wake up by the alarm clock. Don't protect yourself right then, because you're going to disturb yourself, okay? Too much activity. No, you want to protect yourself before you sleep. Because you say, I want to astral project, okay? In a few hours, I'm going to have an adventure. And I want to protect myself. You don't need to know names of energies or archangels or whatsoever. Don't use any names. Just ask for the good energies to protect you. I need protection. I need your love. And I need you to guide me to experience this part of life. If you ask for protection, because you're going into a place that you have never been, okay? It's like, for example, going, I don't know, to a country and you're stepping out from the tourist area. You can find criminals. It's like Earth, guys. You can find anything there. You cannot be killed, but you can bring someone with you, and it can be attached to you. Okay? So that is important to protect yourself, because this is not a joke. Eh? People may think I'm a crazy person because I'm saying these things. They are very exaggerated, very out of the normal. This is not normal. You don't hear these things from normal people, okay? I think that I'm normal. Those people are not normal because they have no idea what life is. You think life is this, work. This is life. This is not. This is just a dust particle in the Sahara Desert of the cosmos. That's what this life is. That's what life is, okay? So, I don't want to keep you long here. Protect yourself before doing it, before you go to sleep, ideally, so you don't disturb yourself. Protect yourself. Ask for protection. You don't need to ask for names, okay? Ask for protection. Just say a prayer, a short prayer. And the energies will know that you're good, that you want to experience. And they will protect you. Okay? It's not like you have to go to church every day to receive God's protection. It's not like that. That's all shit. Excuse my language. That's all crap. Okay? If God is good, you don't need to worship Him. Okay? Because my children, they don't worship me. Sometimes they kick me. Sometimes they shout at me. But I still love them. If God, it's like a baby, he throws his toys in a tantrum out of the pram because we're not worshipping him, what kind of God is that? I don't know. Just tell me, because I don't know. So the good energies will understand you, and they will help you, and they will protect you, they will assist you, they will guide you. Okay? So important to protect yourself, because you're going somewhere strange. It's very, very strange. The feeling that you get when you're out there, it's so strange. It's so fucking good. Excuse my French. It's so great. It's impossible to explain. So, protect yourself, do the alarm clock, boom, and you go. If you're really motivated to do it, you will go. If it doesn't happen for you at the first time, try it again. If you feel motivated, okay? If you're into it, do it. If you're not, don't. Don't stress yourself. Don't hassle. Don't do it. If you want to do it, you will feel it. You will know. When the time comes, I want to try it. Boom. And you go. You go. Okay? So, that is the first technique. The alarm clock, you wake up, turn it off. Keep repeating, you don't want to fall to sleep. That's the baby technique, that. The baby, I don't want to fall to sleep. That I don't want to fall back to sleep. Until you go out. If it does not happen, okay. Try it another time if you feel it. The second technique is this. Now, this is with the intention. But don't try the intention on the first time. Leave the intention part for when it happens the first time. Try to project yourself the second time when you feel doing it, when you feel about doing it. On the third time, if you feel like going with an intention, you can go wherever you want. You can go to the past, you can go to the future, you can go out of the universe, you can go to Mars, you can go literally anywhere you want. Anywhere you want. When I told my friend about one of my experiences, I told him, if you want, you could pass and see your neighbor sleeping at night. You go through his, you go through to the wall and you see your neighbor sleeping. He started laughing at me. He told me, you're such a bullshitter. I told him it's true, but I expected this of him because this guy is a lawyer, and and I can understand that academic people are the hardest people to understand. Because their brains are so systemized that they live in a box mentality, and they think that those walls, the box mentality, that's the real life. No, out of the box, it's the vastness of eternity. But you think that inside there you're happy. It's like a fish in an aquarium. That's how it is, and you think you have it all in there. No, the system put a fake, sea tree, put a fake grass, and you think that everything is this is the matrix, guys. The matrix. We are in an aquarium. Real life is out there, but we need to find it. Okay, so the second technique is the intention. How do you create the focus into the intention? So you just take the position, put your hands, don't cross your legs, let the energy flow. Don't cross your legs, don't cross your arms, just relax like this. Leave the energy flowing. Don't think. And this time, instead of saying, I don't want to go to sleep, focus on your intention. It's very easy. Focus on your intention. I wish I could. And repeat it. Repeat it. Give it passion. Give it love. Give your strength. You don't need to wrestle with yourself. Just relax. Use love, extreme love. I really want to go there. It was always my dream to go there, but I can't. Because it's impossible, but now I can. Focus on that intention. And it happens. If you really want to do it, you will do it. Okay? So guys, thank you very much. I'm going to stop here. Thank you. Grazie ħafna Tyler.